improper two mixed fractions. Let's say we have the improper fraction 3 over 2. The reason we say this is an improper fraction because the top number here is bigger than the bottom number. Now, let's understand what we have. So 3 over 2 is the same as 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. Why can we say that? Well, we have a common denominator. The denominator is the same. It's 2 in each case. So to combine them, we can just add the top numbers together. That's 3. And we keep the bottom number the same. So that's 2. So now if we draw a diagram. So here we said we have a half. So we can shade in a half of this first box. We then had another half, so we can shade the next box as well. And we have another half, so we can shade in the next box as well. So here we can see that we have 3 over 2 presented as the shaded region. Now we can see that this is one whole number. So we know that we have one whole number and a half coming from here. So that means these are the same. Now let's look at a process that we can follow to help us do this more quickly. So what we can do is say how many 2's goes into 3. So there's 1, 2 that goes into 3, so we can put one whole number. How many do we have left over? 1, and we place it over the same denominator, 2. Now this is the same answer we showed using these pictures, 1 and a half. So what was the rule? 1, we say how many times does the denominator go into the numerator, the top number. So that's your whole numbers here. You then say what's the remainder, and this goes up here. 3 is put over denominator, which is this one here. So let's look at another example. Let's say we have the fraction 5 over 4. So now we need a box that would have 4 squares because it's dividing by 4. And we will need 2 boxes. So the top number numerator is 5. So we need to color in 5 boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here we can see we have 1 whole 1 and 1 quarter. So we know the answer is going to be 1 and 1/4. But now let's use our rules. How many times does the denominator go into the numerator? Well, 4 goes into 5 once and we've reached 4. So we have a remainder of 1. So the second point is 1. And then we put it under the same denominator. So here the answer is the same as drawing the diagram, but a lot quicker. Let's have a look at another example. 7 over 4. So here we have 7 quarters. So we need to color in 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here we have 1 whole box and we have 3 quarters of the second box. So our answer is going to be 1 and 3/4. But let's use our rules. So how many times does the denominator 4 go into the numerator 7? It goes in once. What's the remainder? Well, we got to 4. We try to get to 7. So we have remainder 3. And we put it over the denominator we started off with, which is 4. Again, it's the same answer. So now for the next questions, we're not going to draw boxes and squares. We're going to use our rules directly to get to the answer. 7 over 2. How many times does the denominator go into the numerator? So 2 goes into 7 3 times. So we're going to say 3. What's the remainder? So we reach 6 by going in 3 times. So 2 times 3 is 6. And we are trying to reach 7. So we have 1 left over. So remainder 1. And the denominator remains unchanged. So 3/2. Let's do another example. 10 over 4. Now in this case, we're going to do the rules again. Do that. How many times does 4 go into 10? 2. That takes us up to 8. We have remainder 2. And the denominator stays unchanged. However, notice that now we've got a fraction that is not in the most simplified form. So what we need to do is divide this one by 2 and divide this one by 2. This then gives us 2.5. Notice we could have made our lives easier if we simplified at the beginning. So we could have simplified this by 2 and this one by 2. And that would have gave us 5 over 2. And again, even if we use our rules on this, we still get the same answer because 2's into 5 goes in twice. You have 1 left over and the denominator is 2. Let's look at another example. 9 over 4. So here we ask ourselves how many 4's goes into 9? Well, it goes in twice. So that takes us up to 8. We're trying to get to 9, so remainder is 1. And the denominator stays unchanged. So that's 4.
You can download the application on Google Play or App Store, and you can visit our website mathslegends.co.uk.